Hello, Yeti Nation, and welcome to the May episode of Blue and Bold. I'm your host, Tim Foster. Hey, we're going to look back at what's been a great last 6 or 7 months for Yeti Athletics, and we're going to do that with head baseball coach John Grigg. We're going to talk about some milestones in his career and the season for Yeti men's baseball. We're going to talk to Scooter Lawrence about Yeti girls basketball and what an unbelievable run it was, including playing on the national level. And we'll break that down with Scooter. And we're also going to get to talk with our good friend, Yeti men's softball coach Ronald Beaver, about the season with Yeti girls softball. We've got a lot to cover. It's the month of May, and we want you to stay tuned. Blue and Bold coming up next. Welcome back to Blue and Bold right here on C19 TV. And as we look back on what's been a great athletic year for all Yeti athletics, and of course, we're in the month of May. Great to have the head men's baseball coach, John Grigg, with us. And John, thanks for taking time to be on Blue and Bold.
Yes, sir. Always a pleasure. Happy to be here.
All right. So we're taping this in April, but most folks won't see it until after May, after the region tournament's kind of wrapping up. And when we were with you back in, and we had a lot to talk about when we were with you back in January, you guys kind of got off in this 2026 season, 25-26, a little bit of a slow start, but you played much better. Talk about what you saw in your non-conference schedule and then heading into Region 10 play.
Yeah. Obviously, we tried to make our non-conference schedule really as difficult as we possibly could.
Yeah.
So, we started off in Florida and went down there and played really well. And then we were trying to compete with the unbeatable, and that was Mother Nature.
Yeah, and you dealt with a couple of weekends of some snow and nasty weather.
Right, yeah. So we went down to Florida, played really well, and then come home, get put inside for about 2.5 weeks due to the snow and ice, and then came out of that trying to figure it out a little bit, struggled, and then once we got to the month of March, we kind of opened it back up a little bit, started playing really well. And was competing for first place in the region for most of the back half of the year. But I think most of it goes back to that non-conference schedule. I mean, playing some of the teams we played, I think really set us up for that second half of the season. So,
I've talked to a lot of coaches about this, and it's so different with you and your guys. Strength of schedule ultimately helps a team out in any sport. And I know you kind of had that philosophy, and it really seemed to help you guys out when you got into region play. That was very loaded again this year.
100%. I mean, I think we were talking about not too long ago. We had a 3-game set with Walter State in the middle of our season, who historically is a really good program.
Right.
Huge credit to Coach Sheldon and those guys. But after that, it was a completely different team for us. I mean, we were extremely prepared for whatever. I mean, we went and played some of the best, and I think that just made us better for the second half of the season. So.
Talk about some of your squad this year. Let's start on the pitching side because we mentioned that a little bit back in January. But how did you feel like your pitching was this year?
Yeah, early on we were trying to really figure it out, and I think Aaron Maine stepped up in a big way. He's been a constant arm for us out of the bullpen all year. Charlie Collins was a consistent starter on the weekend, gave us a chance to win some games. Reese Gerton has came on in the second half of the season as a really good arm. Drew Yelton's been really consistent for us. Isaiah Hipp, another guy who's battled through a lot of adversity, really stepped up this year and has been a really consistent arm for us. So early on, we were kind of feeling it out a little bit, but as the year went on, they kind of settled in, and they were really good at the back half.
And at the plate, your batters. I mean, I think you had a pretty good balance, and I think about some of the big games that you played in Region 10. I know Catawba Valley was here several times in big matchups. I think you had that was back in the non-conference, so you had Gaston a few games. But talk about your batters because that seemed to improve as well as the year went on.
Yeah, for our group to be so young this year, out of our starting 9, we've had about 5 to 6 freshmen starting every game. So for them to be as young as they are and to handle some of the arms that they've seen. And they're just a really scrappy bunch. Really scrappy bunch. I mean, we've had plenty of games we came from behind. We don't hit the ball of the yard a whole lot, but I mean, we put the ball on the ground, we can run, and they're tough. It's a tough group for sure.
Yeah, I remember a couple of years ago, you had a couple of teams that maybe were getting it over the fence with homers a little differently. This year's been a little more small ball, I noticed.
For sure.
And which, you kind of have to play to the strengths of your teams, and that's certainly understandable as well. So that's very good. Talk a little bit about, and this is part of your recruiting, though, John. Talk about Cleveland County High School baseball this year, because I think in 2026 we've always had some good teams, but this year's been really solid. Creston Burns are having great years. They're making some deep runs and classifications. We've seen Keys Mountain have a solid year. Of course, we know what East Rutherford does, what Cherryville does.
Right.
But talk about that, because that's a big part of your recruiting. It's been a really good year.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I was telling somebody not too long ago. I mean, there's been 5 or 6 state championships within a 1-2-hour radius of us in the last couple of years. But obviously, I'm a Burns guy. The Burns crowd's been really good the last 3 to 4 years.
Absolutely.
Chris has got a really good group right now for sure. Kings Mountain's got a good group, and even Shelby's improved a little bit.
Absolutely.
They've been playing well. And then Rutherford County, RS, and East Rutherford's been really good. The Lincoln County schools have been really good. So, it's good for us. We don't have too far to travel.
Yeah.
When we're going to watch some of these games, but it's a baseball area. I think a lot of times it gets deemed as a football county.
Yeah.
But the baseball coach in me likes to think that it's also a baseball county.
Well, I know, and unfortunately, sometimes it's good that it's phenomenal football, but sometimes it takes away from other sports, and I would even say basketball doesn't get the recognition, but there's no doubt baseball, what Burns has done, and I know you're happy about that because of those years that you had in Burns, and that kind of leads into what we'll be starting in a few weeks, and that's Legion Ball.
No doubt.
Sometimes people forget about Legion Ball, but I know you want to kind of add to this, but go out and support and watch a Legion game this summer, right?
For sure. I mean, historically, it's been a very rich tradition here in Legion baseball, and obviously we got the World Series here. So
absolutely.
I remember as a kid growing up going to those games back when it was still just stone bleachers out there.
I remember that. Yeah.
But I grew up a big A2 fan for sure, and also that's the one time where the Burns, Crest, Shelby, those rivalries kind of get disbanded, and they come together as one. And with the talent they have here, it should be a pretty good summer.
It should be, and you can't beat a Shelby Cherryville
for sure.
Post matchup in the summer, without a doubt. And of course, one of the big stories that we're so proud with you, John, here at Cleveland Community College and Yeti Athletics is a couple months ago you got your 100th victory as the head man. Now you've been here and you've seen a lot of baseball here, but first of all, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And what does that feel like to get now? You're 100. You're getting close to that 200 mark before we know it. But talk a little bit about that, John.
Yeah, it was. Just thinking back about when we started, and especially me becoming head coach here at 23 years old.
Absolutely.
And not only thinking about all those games that we've won, but, just really reflecting on, how much my life has changed over those last couple years.
Just a little, I mean.
I've gotten married. We built a house, and obviously I couldn't have won all those games without my first lady. She's been a wonderful supporter, but no, it's just, and it's not only to me. I think it's a testament to the whole program. Just starting a program when we did around COVID, which was tough, and
it was.
After that first year, and then seeing how competitive we've become over the last couple of years, and really the recognition. I mean, the last 2 years we spent time inside the top 25, and we're not the new kid on the block anymore. So that 100 wins, it goes on my name, but I really think it's a testament to the whole program.
Yeah, and I want to just talk a little bit about your staff as we wrap up here. And again, congratulations on what's been a great year. And talk about your staff. I get to talk to our good friend Brian Faree from time to time. Brian, he knows a lot. He can talk. He broadcasts a little baseball from time to time, but he knows the game as well. But talk about him and how important is that to this Yeti's baseball program?
Yeah, people have no idea how important those guys are. I mean, they're definitely not doing this for the money. That's for sure. But we call him Coach Groovy. The things he's able to do with these guys, not only the outfielders, but just, walking them through life as well. Coach Sherrill's been here since the program started, giving his time to this program and showing up every day and what he does with our catchers. Alex Kahn, this is his first year on staff, but he also played here as well.
Yeah, he did.
So him, and he's from Maryland, so he's away from his family. And Briggs Barker working with our pitchers, but those guys do so much. The work they put in goes unnoticed sometimes, to the general public. But I'm telling you, I could not do it without those guys for sure.
Yeah, they're very, very important. And talk about recruiting now as you head into the summer. As the season does wind down, you head into the summer, recruiting will go on, and that's such a big part for you and your staff, John.
100%. I mean, only having guys for 2 years makes it tough. We're bringing in 15 to 20 guys a year. We're losing 15 to 20 guys a year. So, if you got to recruit good players if you want to have a good baseball team.
Absolutely.
So between my staff getting out on the road, our players helping out with guys they know and everything, it's the biggest part of this program for sure. And our class is shaping up to be pretty good. We got a few more guys to add, but overall, we're returning a good chunk for next year as well. So we're looking forward to next year.
Yeah, I think you're going to have a great team. You had a great year in 2026, and I think 27 will be even better. Well, John, congratulations, first of all, on your 100-plus victories, because you've added a few more since then.
Thank you.
Congratulations on a great season. Good luck on the recruiting process.
Thank you.
And we will see you down the road. But thanks for being here as we kind of wrap up Blue and Bold and Yeti Athletics. Thanks for your time.
I appreciate it. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, John.
Want to stay connected to everything happening at Cleveland Community College? C19's monthly show, In the Loop, brings you the stories, updates, and the highlights that matter most right from campus. From program spotlights and upcoming events to alumni interviews and college updates, In the Loop keeps you informed and engaged. Catch home game schedules for all CCC athletics, plus fun and meaningful conversations with the Yeti along the way. Whether you're a student, employee, alumni, or supporter of CCC, this is your inside look at life on campus. Tune in monthly on C19 and stay in the loop with Cleveland Community College.
My name is Rich Garofolo. I'm Director of Library Services here at Cleveland Community College. You're watching C19, Cleveland County's hometown station.
Blue and Bold, the month of May, and great to have the Yeti girls basketball coach. Of course, we know him as Ford Lawrence. Some people know him as Scooter Lawrence, but Ford, thanks for being on Blue and Bold here in May.
All right, glad to be here.
So we're going to look back, and I tell you, ladies basketball, women's basketball for the Yetis, this certainly was this past year the most successful year that you guys had, your ladies had. And, you know, we got to feature you back early in the year, and I kind of felt the chemistry that was going on there. But let's go back to those early practices. Did you think you had something special with this year's team, Scooter?
We did. We thought overall we had everything covered. We thought we had, you know, the ball handling, the height, shooting ability, girls that could get by their defenders initially. So to where it wasn't like one thing you could do to us to kind of slow us down. And, you know, the biggest thing for us was trying not to overcoach them, and it's just kind of put them together to where, like you said, the chemistry would be there right away.
Sure.
And, you know, hit the ground running, and everything worked out. We kind of went through a little stale spot, you know, when the weather hit. But
sure.
Outside of that, you know, we were able to keep it together and had a good year.
And, of course, a big part of that was your recruiting. Mm-hmm. And I know that, you know, a lot of people don't realize, and some do realize that it's obviously coached, but it takes a little while to get that guard, get that forward, get that center. And that's what it took here with your Yeti girls program. But talk about the recruiting process to get this team together.
You know, overall, we knew kind of what we had coming back. We had a pretty good year the second year. First year was a little rough for us, just trying to get the program off the ground.
Yeah.
Second year, we were able to get some pieces. But we knew with 5 returners, if we kind of just add to what we already had, life could be really life-changing for us. And, you know, it worked out for us, but adding those pieces is a complicated task. So.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of your key players. I know everybody was key, whether they were starters or they came off the bench, but you had a couple of them that had really big years that I know made all region. Talk about a couple of your really outstanding ladies from this past season.
Kari led us, and Kari Lee and Jada Whiteside. They both led us, both all region, second team.
Great players.
We also were able to bring in Demaya Pfeiffer. She came in from Cape Fear. So those were our lead guards as far as kind of getting everybody started. And, you know, we kind of had those meetings early in the year about, you know, we need 2, maybe 3 of y'all to kind of show up every single game, you know, any combination, whether it's 2 over here or 2 over, it didn't matter. But we need to be focused and ready to play every game of the year. And they did that. And for us, it kind of worked out. We're so happy that they were able to transfer in.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You had a lot of energy when you played right here on this floor that we're standing on here at on the campus of Cleveland Community College, and of course some great road wins as well. Right. Let's talk about region play when you guys started getting better and better, and that even led to correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the first national ranking for a short stint. Am I correct
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
For Yeti women's basketball.
Yeah. So this year was like we checked off a lot of boxes.
Yes, you did.
First of a lot of different things from being ranked. We finished the season ranked 25.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
So we, like I said, we were ranked early. Kind of stayed ranked for a little bit of time. Got to play Chipola. They're ranked number 1 on the D1 side.
Yeah.
Did well playing against these different teams. So
Yeah.
we knew at that point we had
You knew you could hang in there.
yeah. You know, finishing the season was ranked was a big deal for us, and that was kind of one of those things that we could just keep that stuff.
Yeah.
Those type of notoriety pieces. You know, it goes well for the future of where we're going to basketball to be.
Heading into the Region 10 tournament, you knew a win would get you into the national.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel like you could win it going in? Talk a little bit about that tournament and those couple of days.
Yeah, so it kind of worked out for us. We had, the first round of Region 10 is always expecting us to win that game.
Right.
But once you get into the semifinal game, and we were third.
Yeah.
You played a second place team. In that case,
Yeah.
which was Lewisburg. We split with them during the year.
And there's no guarantee. You got to play well.
They got beat right in front of us by, I think, Brunswick.
Yeah.
And when they got beat, it was one of those. Brunswick played super hard. They were able to beat them right in front of us, and so it's kind of like we didn't know who we would rather play. From on this side of it. Now, from a coaching standpoint, you kind of play whoever's in front of you.
Right.
I don't have to play anymore.
That's right.
So
we remember your playing days. Yeah.
But
you had confidence.
Had a lot of confidence, man. And then it happened again. We get to the championship game. Fayetteville Tech beat the number 1 seed, which was Brian Stratton. So a lot of things fell our way to kind of not so much make it a little bit easier, but we're not playing the top of the conference to make all these different things happen for us. So we were definitely happy, very, very pleased with the way the outcome happened. So, for us, we just played who's in front of us, and now you can't take it away from us.
So you got that national ranking, your Region 10 champs, and then you head over to, Hickory, just an hour and a half up the road. Not even an hour, maybe an hour up the road to Hickory where the nationals are. Mm-hmm. And there was so much excitement. Of course, we had a big send-off here. We had a lot of faculty and staff that went to watch the games, but we also had a watch party. We had March Madness that was going on around the country, but it was going on right here on the campus of Cleveland Community College. Talk about the camaraderie, the excitement, faculty and staff, and just the atmosphere here on this campus as you guys headed off to play round 1, first round of the nationals.
For our girls, we got a couple girls on the team this year that had won state championships.
Yeah.
This was so different. A lot bigger. From the send off to like I said, the fans being able to watch the screens that were not able to make it to travel.
Yeah.
It was just different, and to have that kind of support for us meant the world.
Absolutely.
We had a whole week to kind of prepare to get ready for the send off.
Yeah.
But the biggest picture was just seeing all the support. Presidents are here. It's just a lot of different people that you hadn't seen showed up, and it meant the world to us to kind of have that support.
Yeah, and of course the games were covered on probably a national basis because we watched it here on the big screens that way. And you had, as you mentioned, our president, Dr. Jason Hurst, was there, along with a lot of faculty and staff and different individuals. And let's talk about that first round game because you won your first round game against the squad from Illinois. Am I correct on that? Around that area. And, a lot of people may have thought, well, hey, they've made it. That's great. But you guys know you went there to win, had success, and that was a great win, great comeback win in that first round.
Yeah. So going into it, with the season we had, we've never been.
Yeah.
So you don't know what it looks like. You don't know if it's you're going into it and we're the same height as everybody. You go in and everybody's a little bigger. But we went into the first round, we're similar size.
Yeah.
Their guards might have been.
Yeah, I noticed that watching the game. Yeah.
But for us, the national tournament just showed the differences in different conferences and how the layout was different.
Yeah.
Size is a big thing.
Absolutely.
If you want to win inside the national tournament, you have to have a little bit of size. We were able to compete, and that was the biggest thing for us. Like, it's our first year there.
Sure.
Nobody knows who Cleveland Yeti. Nobody knows who we are.
No.
So can we at least make a little noise in that area? Put the school on the map from a women's basketball standpoint, and just compete. And I thought in the first round we did a really great job, and I thought we got down and came back. We were able to pull it off, but I think overall we did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, Cleveland Community College Yeti women's basketball was on the national scene.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing I heard the announcers announcing the game. Very impressed with your program, what you girls were doing, And then in round 2, you knew it was going to be tough because you were playing the defending national champions in junior college in Division II, and they were the probably best team in America
at
that level and at that time. What was that experience like? Because it was a tough loss, but you guys hung in there for a half. Talk about what were you telling the girls heading into that second round game?
Well, you know, when you face teams that you've never even seen before, it's different when you can see them live versus watch a lot of film. Filming live are two different things. And from our standpoint, we had a lot of things figured out. You know, we had a lot of things from we knew kind of what they were running. We knew all of that stuff, but we kind of ran into a little bit of a buzzsaw with the style of plays. We like to get out and run, but they systematically like to get out and run. So for us to see that, you know, everybody thinks when you play in these different games, it's just players that have learning experience. Coaching-wise, you have the same thing.
Absolutely.
I was able to see kind of what it looks like to be a number 1 team in the nation, what that looks like. Never played them. Never heard of the school before. But to see the name on the top of the list, and then be able to play them, that was a word of experience from a coach's side as well.
And of course, they'd been there before. That was a big advantage for them. But talk about how big it was for your program. You just kind of touched on it, to be a part of that, to be able to see it as you move forward in the years to come. That's got to be huge.
Oh, man, listen, for us to be able to play 2 different number 1 teams in the nation on the D1 side and the D2 side.
Absolutely.
And to hold on to, in the competition realm, be able to compete with these teams, says a lot to us for, you know, maybe at some point, you know, not to throw any hints out there, if the state can make any changes to kind of, you know, make us be on a competitive side with other states from a junior college standpoint, things can be completely different. But, you know, you work with what you have and you kind of go with that. But, you know, state by state, things are different. So for us to be able to compete, not having the same resources as other states, says a lot about what we're trying to do.
And just talk about, as we wind down a little bit about, I've talked to a lot of coaches about this in a lot of different sports through the years, those extra practices. You know, think about it. You know, I think of the number of junior college schools that already put the basketballs up at the ladies level, but you guys got those extra practices. How important was that?
Man, it's important. At the same time, it's long.
It is long,
the season gets a little bit longer, those extra couple weeks. You're appreciative from a coaching standpoint of like what you've been able to accomplish and all the great things that we've done. To be the first team, you know, the school history, even though it's our 3rd year, we thought that was awesome and very special. But now, you know, puts a little bit of pressure on us now to try to figure out how to continue this thing. So that's where we're at now in the recruiting phase for next year and kind of seeing what we can do.
Well, and with what you've done, I'm sure the recruiting process, people are now, hey, Cleveland Community College is on the map with Yeti women's basketball. And I'll wrap it up with this final question. What's some goals that you had into the off-season recruiting and heading into what'll be here before we know it, November, December?
Oh, well, listen, the standard is still going to be the standard. Like, we always want to win. That's literally the standard. But from a national standpoint, we want to get a little bit bigger, a little bit taller at most spots. We were good. We were fast. We were faster than most teams. But I would take away a little speed to get a little bit of height.
Absolutely.
To be able to compete in the rebounding areas, guarding areas. So I think so far we've done a good job with that. You know, we're excited, man. Excited to be here and excited to see kind of what the future holds.
Well, congratulations on a great year. Congratulations on a great run. It was so exciting, like I said, right here in this facility to be able to watch you guys make that run. And we know round 2. Before we know it, we're talking about round 3, round 4, and not to mention the energy in here. But congratulations, Scooter, on a great year. Good luck during the off season. And we'll look forward to having you back on Blue and Bold down the road.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for your time.
As Cleveland County's premier event facility, LeGrand Center is the ideal location for any event. The LeGrand Center is located 45 minutes west of Charlotte, 45 minutes north of Spartanburg, and just a little over an hour east of Asheville. Whether you're a small business looking for a place for an off-site meeting or a bride looking for that special location for her wedding, LeGrand Center is the perfect place for you.
Looking for a smarter start to your future? Welcome to Cleveland Community College, where big dreams begin close to home. Whether you're launching a new career, transferring to a 4-year university, or building skills to level up, Cleveland Community College gives you the power to go further. We're here to help you succeed from day one. Affordable, accredited, and all about you. Enroll today and take your next step at Cleveland Community College.
What's up, guys? Luke Combs here. North Carolina has a major problem with litter on our roadways. We all have to do our part to clean up this mess. And just remember, trash belongs in a can, not on our roads. Don't trash North Carolina.
You're watching Blue and Bold right here on C19 TV, and so great to have the ladies softball coach of Yeti Athletics, of course, Ronald Beaver. And Ronald, as we wind down looking at this, what's been a great athletic year for all of our programs and sports. Of course, when most folks see this, you guys are getting ready for the Region 10 tournament, but most people will see that after. But talk about your season. It's been a good year. Talk about some of the positives. Let's start on as far as pitching for your squad this year.
Our pitching's held up and
Yeah.
done great. And, we started off a little slow, but picked it back up and, finished third out of the 10 teams in the region for the tournament. So looking forward to the tournament.
Yeah, and that's very good. Talk about the bats this year, Ronald.
My catcher is leading the region in hitting. She's hitting probably .530
Wow.
for the region. So, very hot back there. If the top four do what they're supposed to, we usually have good games.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been another great year in Region 10. You've had some great battles that have gone on. You've seen a lot of good teams. You had a lot of great non-conference games. And one thing I noticed, you had some great crowds in our home games here. And I know you'd love to get to that next region where you could possibly host a couple of teams. But let's talk about regular season. Great home crowds this year.
For sure. I mean, we played a lot of midweek games.
Yeah, you did.
This year, and shocking the size of the crowds for some on a Wednesday.
Yeah, and I love it because not only did you get all the fans around first base, third base side, around, behind home plate, but you get those folks over near South Post.
Yeah,
you gotta watch it back there, but they're waiting for those home run balls to come out. And of course, Ronald, one of the great things for you this year, and congratulations, your 100th victory.
Win number 100 in the college coaching career of Coach Beaver. Congratulations.
As head coach of Yeti Girls softball, what did that mean to you personally?
It was a big milestone for me.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to just go back to all the assistant coaches and players that I've had. But yeah, it was nice.
Talk about your staff and your assistants. How important are they to your program?
Very important, just from the stats side to the recruiting side to actually day-to-day coaching and stuff like that. They're a very big part of the program.
And talk about recruiting, because we're gonna be heading into the summer soon, late spring and summer. Recruiting, of course, I see a lot of your visits when you have the ladies on campus and you're showing them different parts of the campus. But talk about that. That really never stops, does it?
No, actually, I have one tomorrow.
You really, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's an ongoing thing throughout the year. Our recruiting class for next year is a pretty good recruiting class. I'm probably going to be between 15 and 17 people coming in.
That's awesome, yeah.
With probably 4 arms to go with it. So, yeah, it's going to be a exciting year next year.
It will be an exciting 2027. And, of course, part of that recruiting is the fact that I know a lot of state softball, the playoffs are going on for the state of North Carolina, and I'm talking about 1A through 8A classifications. And I know you go out to a lot of those games, see some great games, but more importantly, you're recruiting as well, right?
Yes. So, the local surrounding counties and, we catch a lot of games out there. And so we like to recruit locally, but, sometimes we need to go a little farther out.
Ronald, thanks for your time. Congratulations on that 100th victory, and best of luck during the off season. Hey, we want to remind you that we're going to take the months of June, July off, but we'll be back with more Blue and Bold in the month of August. Big thanks to all of our Yeti Athletics, our coaches, our staff, you fans for making Yeti Athletics so special. And we'll see you again soon on Blue and Bold.